Hi everyone. So in this session today, we will be covering the basics of EWM and how we essentially make the connections between the ERP S4 system and the EWM system. Okay, so Sharik will walk us through that, and let us start. Just before we start, one request to all the audience. Thanks to all the subscribers and people who have not subscribed. I would request to subscribe because we will be making more and more interesting videos and help you understand more about supply chain, logistics, everything in and around in our capacity to teach you SAP. Also, we have noticed that 91% of the people who have not subscribed watch our videos more than the people who subscribed. So if you can kindly subscribe, that would be great help. Okay, let's get started.
Yeah, hello everyone. So in this session, I'm going to explain you what are the prerequisite that you need to set up your integration between ERP to EWM. So first step, you need to configure your storage location as for ERP distribution. Storage location is the trigger point. It is not the plant, which is the trigger point in EWM deliveries, but your storage location. So for that, you need to activate your storage location. First, you need to define it. If you haven't, just go to logistic execution. Sorry, material management, and there you'll see the maintain storage location. Just write down your plant. So I have already built my storage location, and I have already uh, activated my EWM storage location for my plant. So this is the one BAL2, which is one which is used for EWM storage location. BL5, which we are currently using, and BL6, which we have for outbound deliveries. So I have created two storage location, one for outbound and one for inbound. BL5 is for inbound deliveries and BL6 for outbound deliveries.
So
So
just
for
to make it more clear, at this point we have not assigned it to EWM. When you do the configuration yourself, then this is the first step of having a storage location in in S4 system. What Sharik was saying earlier, that he has already assigned it, and these storage locations are already assigned in EWM, but we will show it to you how we do the assignment. So, but when you create this storage location for the first time, this is the first step, and then you do the assignments later. So let's continue. Yeah.
yeah. So after that, you need to create a warehouse. There's a difference in warehouse in your ERP side and warehouse in your EWM side. So in your warehouse ERP, you have 3-digit warehouse number, and in the EWM, you have 4-digit warehouse number. So let me show you.
So we need to without having the warehouse number in the S4 system, you cannot perform any transactions directly in EWM. There has to be a connection between your S4 system and the EWM system. And the
Yeah,
connection is needed because whenever you do a stock update or any goods issue, the stock is also updated back in the S4 system.
yeah. So go to define warehouse number. So you can see in ERP side, we have configured EWM2 and EWM1. So this is 3-digit warehouse. So whenever you are creating your own warehouse, you need to make sure it's 3-digit. So here you can see 3-digit warehouse number is coming with EW1, which I have created for my ERP warehouse. So if you want to create, you can just go to new entry and create your 3-digit warehouse number. Later on, we need to connect this 3-digit with 4-digit EWM warehouse. So that's where you can build connection between ERP to EWM. So next up, you need to activate your EWM setup. So for that, you need to go to logistic execution and go to extended warehouse management, basic setup of connectivity, configure SAP EWM specific parameter. So here you can see your 3-digit warehouse number, which is EWM1 and EW2 is coming. You need to activate EWM Extended warehouse management. Generally, in default, it will be set with local WM. You need to extend it to EWM. If you forget to do this, you will not be able to distribute your deliveries from ERP to EWM. Next, we need to build connection between ERP to EWM warehouse through integration. Next step is just go to your path for EWM. Path will be same. Just follow this SPRO ng path. Just go to SCM extended warehouse management. Extend this and go to interfaces. There will be your ERP integration. Just extend this and go to general setting. Here you will find assign warehouse number from logistic execution. You can build connection between 3-digit warehouse number with your 4-digit warehouse number. Okay, so now you can ask one question where you get this 4-digit warehouse number. Okay, so for this you need to go to master data and create defined warehouse number for
So this
EWM.
warehouse number needs to be there before you will
Yeah,
be
before
assigned.
doing integration, you need to define
Yeah.
your
So for
warehouse
the
number for
people who,
EWM. Yeah.
yeah, so if you've seen already, it's because that we've already configured it. But generally, you have to have the warehouse number before, so you can show it here
Yeah, just go this.
the EWM
Yes.
warehouse number.
Yeah, here you can see I have already created 4-digit warehouse number for EWM. You can go to new entry and create a warehouse number. You can give the description as you like. Go back. Then you need to assign warehouse number. Just give 4-digit number EWM2. So here you will find something that is related to supply chain unit, custodian, and party entitled to dispose. Okay, before setting up your warehouse, you need to build these supply chain unit, custodian, and party entitled to dispose. Custodian is nothing but your owner of the warehouse. So whoever is owning this warehouse, you need to put that particular custodian number. How will you find this? Through business partner. You can find it in the table T001W, and I'll show you that. Before that, you need to build your supply chain unit. It's a cutover activity, and if you
Yeah.
want, you can
So supply
explain.
chain
Yeah.
unit, actually you can assign more than one supply chain unit within the same warehouse number. I think so. If you create new entry, you can create more supply chain units. So what is supply chain unit? Supply chain unit is a logical grouping of products that are handled together within the warehouse operations. So in cases where you need to manage complex supply chain processing, you can treat multiple products as single unit. So it makes it easier for your planning and execution. Okay. So we can discuss more about supply chain unit in future sessions, perhaps. But for now, I think we can continue.
Yeah. So I'll show you how to create a supply chain unit because it's a cutover activity. You have to define this before setting up your warehouse. So there's a
Mm.
specific T code for this /n/SCMB /SCU main. So this is the T code. Here you can see it's asking you about the supply chain unit and the type. So you can name it like EWM2 or EWM1 or whatever you want to. You just need to select the type. So you are creating it for warehouse. Warehouse will always be denoted with 1008. You need to select that, and I have already created it. So if you are creating it for the first time, you can directly click on create. Otherwise, just go inside this. Here you will find certain settings. This journal tab, address, and alternative. Okay, in journal, you need to put the journal basic data, time zone, and the source or your country. Address, you just put your warehouse address where it's situated, title, name, country, language. In alternative, there is specific roles or business attributes that you need to select. RO is for good receiving office, so it can act as good receiving office. This is ship to location. This will also act as a door in the warehouse. It's also a warehouse setup. So these are some of the code that you need to put in the business attribute after setting up your supply chain unit. So if you haven't set up this business attribute, it will not act upon these parameters. So this is the initial setup for setting up your supply chain unit. Now, if you want to set your custodian or party entitled to dispose, you can simply go to SE16 and table T 001. Just write down the plant. Here you will find your business partner number for plant. Supply number of plant is this. You can copy this and paste it in your initial setup of warehouse. Master data, assign warehouse number, EWM2. So you can see I have already put my custodian as the supplier number of my plant. So I have also put the same for the default party entitled to dispose. So this is how you can find the supplier number of the plant. You can also execute this through your business partner transaction, that is BP. This is it for the initial setup from EWM to ERP to EWM.
So is that it?
I guess one
So
thing.
once all of this setup is done, then that means when you create an inbound delivery in S4, it will automatically distribute
Yeah, but
in
there is
EWM.
one more setup that you need to do, but that is from the basis side. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Okay.
basis will do the integration between your local client to EWM client, but the T code for that is BD64.
Okay.
This is the distribution model that you can see. I have
Yeah.
already set up EWM. This is my local client that I'm currently using, ENG800. Inside that, I have my EWM client.
Okay.
Okay, so there I have my outbound delivery, my inbound delivery. So if you haven't set up your warehouse number here, your delivery from ERP to EWM will not get distributed. It will show you an error that
Mm,
your delivery is not distributed for WM setup.
yes. So in order to summarize, what we've done today is we've understood the basic configurations that are needed to make sure the setup between S4 and EWM is done. And the key configuration that we've done, maybe Sharik can add, is we definitely need a storage location in S4 system
Yeah.
or ECC, whatever you're using. And then we need to connect the warehouse in S4 with the warehouse in EWM.
Yeah.
The warehouse in EWM is 4 characters, in S4 it is 3 characters. And then when the first step to check is when you create a material master in S4, then that material master is also created as a separate product in EWM.
Yes.
So before you carry out any transaction in the S4 system, you have to make sure that the master data is there already.
Yeah.
Okay. And is there anything that we need to do with the vendor creation, or that is
Uh,
not?
no, that is not required, because once you create your purchase order and then the outbound delivery, it will pick it from there.
So we don't have to replicate vendor in
No,
EWM.
it will only replicate through this distribution model.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So I think this is a good session for people who want to see the basic setups needed to configure EWM. Of course, there are more RFC connection and other bit, which is in the scope of bases and other connection configuration related, so that you can check with your basis team if you need any help on that. And lastly, I would like to ask from people who are watching this video to answer in or to put some comments to understand what would they like to see in the future videos. We'll try our best to make those videos and provide you with more information. Thank you all for watching.